Welcome to News 13 at noon. I'm Tammy Watford. People in both Carolinas are on high alert this afternoon as those wildfires continue to spread. There is now a state of emergency declared in 2 counties. Wildfires from Polk County have spread into Henderson County, and that's prompting a state of emergency and mandatory evacuations in the Summer Haven community. An emergency shelter is open in Hendersonville. It is located at the Henderson County Parks and Recreation Athletics and Activities Center on South Grove Street. Also, a state of emergency is declared in Transylvania County as fires break out there. Emergency officials are working on opening a shelter. And we've just learned that the city of Saluda has also issued a state of emergency. Over 160 homes are evacuated around the 2 largest fires that are still at 0% containment. At least 11 homes have burned to the ground. It comes as high winds fuel the growing wildfires across the area. Hundreds of firefighters met at daybreak in Polk County to head back out. News 13's Kimberly King joins us live from the fire headquarters on the grounds of the Tryon Equestrian Center. And Kim, you were at that early meeting. What are the plans there for this afternoon?
Tammy, they get assignments first thing at daybreak, and this lot behind me was filled with firefighters and fire trucks coming in not only from across North Carolina, but across the country. And they're out right now on those fire lines. As we know, 2 of the larger fires in Polk County are at 0% containment. But this is what we saw this morning as we drove in this morning at 8:30 a.m. The meeting was still going on as the incident command team briefs what yesterday was 280 firefighters. That's now up to 300, all doing burnout work and clearing areas around homes to try and protect those homes. As you mentioned, we have confirmation 11 have been destroyed. Within 50 minutes, the crews then lined up and then headed out to their assignments. The mission, of course, is to contain these fires. A contingency from the Oregon Department of Forestry is here on the ground with 28 firefighters. 10 more are on the way. They're flying in. Most of them have been here before in fires in 2016, the Party Rock fires. The fire lines this morning that they're working end overnight. The work is dangerous, and this is Ben Bechtold. What's it like to travel and fly around the country to respond?
It's an interesting experience because in the end, you're coming to spray water, dig dirt, order resources, very physical things. You want to put the fire out, but to, come 3,400 miles, whatever that was, to do it is a little bit of an adventure. It is someone's emergency with lives and property involved, but we're here to protect people and their property, but also our own lives on the fire line.
Let that sink in a minute. 11 homes so far in Polk County have been destroyed. More than 150 homes have now been evacuated. This is clearly a very serious situation, and the fire marshal for the state of North Carolina has gone on social media, on Facebook. As of yesterday, I saw it, asking for more teams to come into this area. Their goal, as I said, as we were showing that video, is to contain these fires and keep them from spreading. Reporting live from Polk County at the command center on the Tryon Equestrian campus, Kimberly King, News 13.
Thank you, Kim. And this interactive map shows all 3 fires burning in Polk County. The total acreage of those wildfires combined is now over 6,100 acres. The Fishhook fire that's burning near Lake Adger is still around 200 acres and is 72% contained. The Black Cove fire is over 3,000 acres and the Deep Woods fire is over 2,900 acres. Both are 0% contained. And this map also shows the evacuation areas. If you are in the green areas, your evacuation order is labeled as Get Ready. Officials say it is wise to consider planning in case of an evacuation becomes necessary. If you are in the yellow, your area is labeled as Get Set because you have a high probability of needing to evacuate. And finally, if you are in the red, your evacuation orders are to go, which means you need to leave the area immediately. And Kelly Cannon, the public information officer for Polk County, joined us by phone this morning for an update. She spoke about the damage that's still on the ground from Helene. She says it's hampering the efforts of the firefighting crews.
having Hurricane Helene coming through the area recently has been very detrimental because it's put a lot more fuel on the ground, and it has made access for our firefighters just that much harder. But I will tell you that these Polk County residents, even though they've been through so much in these past 6 months, they are resilient. We have had people that have been evacuated from their homes, and they're the ones that are donating items to our firefighters on the front line. So we really have a strong sense of community here in Polk.
There is a shelter set up in Polk County. It is located at 75 Carmel Lane. At this time, the shelter is not full, so there is room for more people who need a place to go. And in Polk County, they also have resources through the Animal Services to board pets and livestock. Evacuations are also happening in areas of Swain County. The wildfire has now grown to 1,000 acres and is 0% contained. That marks the 4th fire in this region. A shelter has been set up at the Alarka Community Center. That address is 3603 Alarka Road. Now in the upstate, the Table Rock Complex fire is burning between Highway 11 and the North Carolina state line. South Carolina officials are issuing immediate evacuations for residents in Greenville and Pickens counties. They cover dozens of roads. We have that full list at WLOS.com. A shelter is set up at Marietta First Baptist Church of Greer Highway. Now, the Table Rock fire has burned more than 2,200 acres, while the Persimmon Ridge fire tripled in size overnight and is now at 996 acres. Both are 0% contained as crews continue to build fire lines. And the station's coverage does not stop here. We will have updates for you throughout the newscast. We will also have more live reports this evening starting at 5. And you can always get up to the date and up to the minute information at WLOS.com, the News 13 app, or the station's social media pages. And of course, Karen will continue to have updates on the fire danger in the Skywatch forecast. Let's check in with her now. Karen, what's the latest?
Well, right now the latest is we are very dry. We're beginning to get windy in some parts of the mountains, and our red flag warning has been expanded to include a few more counties, Swain, Graham, Haywood. Now under that red flag warning, along with all of us in the French Broad River Valley, a good portion of the upstate, all the way down to Anderson County, all of northeast Georgia, until 8 o'clock this evening. We can see how low our relative humidity is. Some places now have fallen down to below 25%. Morganton now an RH of 21%, 29 in Greenville, 28 at Table Rock. These are some of the driest locations, and you can see we're getting breezy winds out of the north at 10 in Asheville, 15 in Rutherford. And with all the smoke blowing around, we have an air quality alert until midnight tonight for 4 of our counties, Jackson, Swain, Henderson, and Polk. So if you do have some breathing issues, just know if you're in that alert area, limit your time outside. You can see the future cast with the smoke and the haze, how that smoke is going to shift and move more over the mountains for tomorrow. I'll have much more on that and when we can finally expect that much needed rain.